The Carter administration asked Congress today for an extra $207 million to help resettle refugees from Vietnam. U.S. Refugee Coordinator Dick Clark told the House subcommittee the money is needed because this country will double its refugee quota beginning next fall. A Navy ship picked up 19 Vietnamese refugees in the South China Sea last night. It was the first such rescue since President Carter ordered ships of the 7th Fleet to be on special lookout for boat people in need of help. Well, tonight, Stephen Gear has part 3 of our special assignment series, The Boat People, Desperate Flight.
This is not the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. This is the rich farmland of Iowa. But yes, the 3 persons you see coming home from working in the bean fields are from Vietnam. Only a few months ago, they were boat people. They are 50-year-old Nguyen Dic and 2 of his sons, 25-year-old Wong and 16-year-old Phat. They now live in this old farmhouse near Melbourne, Iowa. At dinner time, the small dining room is crowded with members of the Nguyen family. There are 8 in all, former residents of Saigon, but of Chinese origin, like so many of the boat people. The farm on which they live was rented for them in advance of their April arrival by their sponsors, who live in this house just a mile away. Wayne Buck, an Iowa farmer, and his wife Eleanor, hadn't thought of sponsorship until they saw news accounts of the boat people.
Well, when you see this on television, and the desperate situation there must be, and for somebody to leave their home and go out into the ocean and not know where they're going or anything, they certainly have to be very desperate. And I can hardly imagine this, and this isn't very much, but you figure you ought to do something.
In the 3 months since the Nguyen family arrived here, much has been done by Mr. and Mrs. Buck and their friends and neighbors.
Telephone. 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 Telephone.
Beverly Bacon of the Iowa Valley Community College District comes to the Nguyen's farmhouse every Tuesday to give them English lessons. One member of the Buck family, 11-year-old Julie, has learned from the Nguyens how to count in Chinese.
Cow. That's all.
I think that's 19, isn't it?
Yeah.
The members of the Nguyen family are also learning to become self-supporting. 22-year-old Tan is gainfully employed in nearby Ames, Iowa, as a welder at a company that rebuilds beer trucks. Tan had worked as a welder in Saigon. With the help of the Bucks, 19-year-old Phan and 31-year-old An found work at Swift's greenhouse in Melbourne. And Teet, who's 27 and had been a printer in Saigon, works at an offset printing plant in Marshalltown. It's too early to predict the general economic future of boat people in the United States. Of their predecessors, the 1975 group of Vietnamese refugees, 33% are receiving some public assistance, although only 11% are totally dependent on welfare. Wayne Buck is confident that before long, the Nguyens will be financially independent.
Well, they aren't nearly as dependent as they were at first, and I can see where someone will have to help manage for, 6 months or a year. And I think by that time they'd be pretty self-sufficient.
Although the Bucks received $1,200 in federal funds dispersed by the state of Iowa to aid the Nguyen family, they have devoted much more than that in money, in hard work, and in love to make this family of boat people feel at home in Iowa. 13-year-old Jean Buck was the first to propose that her family sponsor a family of boat people. We asked her how she feels about it now.
Well, I'm glad we did it.
Why?
Well, I guess you can say that we saved 8 lives.
Stephen Gear, ABC News, Melbourne, Iowa.
Beer tender, I'll have my favorite light beer.
Natural, sure.